Hi, and welcome to another episode of Zazzle Chat. You might notice today that I have a new co-host, and Liz is not here. Just a quick update on Liz. After being at Zazzle for 7 years, she has taken a new step and an opportunity, and she has moved on to a new chapter. We're really excited for her, and we'll miss her, but we're excited that Kelly here is going to join us. So for those of you who don't remember Kelly, she was on a couple episodes last year. She's our social media manager. Kelly has been at Zazzle for
about 3 years.
A couple years now. Do you want to tell us what you've done at Zazzle?
Sure. I started in merchandising. And fun fact, I actually work right next to merchandising, so I haven't shifted too much. We are kind of partners in crime in social media, and they give me tips, I give them tips, and it works really well. So it's great to have a merchandising background and now be working in social media.
So Kelly is our social media manager, which pretty much means she gets to spend all her time on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. So it's pretty much the sweetest job ever. It's all work, all play, no work.
All play, no work.
Just kidding. But since she is here today, we want to kind of talk about social media. It's such a buzzword, especially in Silicon Valley. But we really want to talk about how social media can kind of, as designers, you guys can take social media and actually apply it to your businesses and use it to leverage sales. So, question, why should Zazzle designers even care about social media?
That's a great question. I think it's pretty easy as a designer to just be heads down designing and then posting to Zazzle and then hoping for sales. But social media actually is a great platform to let you reach customers who share your design aesthetic or have kind of similar interests that you share. Even independent designers have a brand. If you don't know what your brand is, kind of step back and look at the designs that you create. Are you more trendy or fun or classic? Are you designing for parties or home decor? So really think about your audience that you have in mind when you're creating your products, and those are the people that you want to target in social media also.
Cool. Tell us a little more about how designers can add social medias to their profile and their account.
Sure, it's actually pretty easy. There's a storefront section called Connect. Here, all of your fans, as well as our team, can find a list of your social media channels. If you don't yet have them, you can go to My Profile, Settings, Social Networks, and you'll see a list of all of them. A neat tip is that this is actually how I know to tag designers in my social posts. So if you've ever clicked on an Instagram image, you can see individual designers who are actually tagged in the product. So that's a fun way to get exposure for your channels as well as your designs.
So if you haven't updated yours yet, go ahead and pull it up. While you do that, we're just going to chat a little about the different channels. We'll give you some background, some interesting tidbits, and then we'll give you some tips on how best to use them when you're using it in conjunction with Zazzle. So first up is Twitter. It's a little bird, but Twitter is an online social networking service that enables users to read and send 140 character messages. Note, it's not words, it's characters, so it's really short, and these messages are called tweets. So registered users can read and post tweets, but only those who are registered can actually post them. It was started in 2006. Its headquarters are actually right here in San Francisco. It quickly gained popularity, and by May of 2015, there's over 500 million users, 332 which are active. So interesting tidbit for you guys. The modern use of the hashtag actually came about because of Twitter. For those of you who don't know what a hashtag is, it's a way of tagging keywords within a microblogging sphere. and it's since been adapted by all other social medias, and we'll talk about it later, but it's just interesting to know that Twitter was the first one to really kind of popularize the use. So tell our designers some tips on how they can use Twitter.
Perfect, absolutely. So according to Edgar.com, in the time that it takes me to tell you the sentence, about 40,509 tweets will have been published. So Twitter moves really, really quickly, faster than any of the other social channels. So it's definitely not a place to just repost your products and include links to your Zazzle store. Try to check out their trending feed to see what is currently being talked about. Jump in that conversation and feel free to add a product. Make sure that it's relevant to the hashtag or the topic that people are talking about. That's a great way to get noticed, especially for things like political designs and political products, or holiday and really, really on-trend, kind of short lifespan designs.
Yeah, so so Zazzle, we used Twitter during the political debates where we kind of live tweeted. We use that because we could hashtag things and kind of bring the relevant content up. There are currently about 58 million tweets a day. So if you're not using hashtags, if you're not tagging it properly, you're just going to have a smaller community who are following your tweets. But it's definitely a fun way to get engagement if you're on trend, if you're kind of posting, things like that. But it is a smaller, more select audience.
And another fun fact is that half of the engagement will happen within the first 24 minutes.
That is a fun fact.
Fun fact.
Didn't know that. Instagram. Instagram, for those of you who don't know, it's a photo, video, social networking site that allows users to share stories. It started off as really just a purely photo sharing app, but it was quickly acquired by Facebook in 2012. So it's now co-owned by Facebook. But with the photography in the DNA, storytelling or photojournalism is like super important. So Instagram is all about storytelling.
It is. It's a great place to share kind of behind the scenes. You can show photos of your workspace, where you create your art. You can post pictures of your pets or your kids, preferably in Zazzle apparel. But it's a fun place to kind of tell the story behind why you create and where you create. And again, it's not a place just to post photos of or screenshots of your products. It's really a place to tell the story behind why you created the product that you did and speak to that audience.
Yeah. Facebook. Facebook is by far the biggest social network. Started in 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg in Harvard. Its headquarters are now actually in Menlo Park, so right down the street from us. It has quickly and rapidly grown with a user base of 1.65 billion. That's billion. So users can create profiles and kind of add friends and create an online persona. When Facebook first started, it was more about social information, but they've gotten smarter and are really focused on monetizing their user information.
Yeah, Facebook is actually a great place to share content as well. It's more storytelling in kind of the sharing of articles than Instagram is in sharing a single image. Facebook is a great place to follow friends, find kind of trending topics as well. The lifespan of a Facebook post is actually longer than Twitter. So this is a fun place to go and kind of interact with your fans and with your followers. There's a section called trending. So if you don't know where to start, or if you're looking for trending design ideas, check out this section. It'll kind of, it's customized to you, and really gives good information about things that you're interested in.
Next up is Pinterest. Yep. Pinterest is a web and mobile application company that operates a photo sharing site, which in layman's term is basically a way to save and curate all the interesting things you see on the internet. Think of it as like modern day scrapbooking that you don't have to get scissor and glue out for. Pinterest CEO kind of summarized the company as a catalog of ideas rather than a social network. but they hope to inspire users to go out and do things. That's why you see a lot of Pinterest DIYs, recipes. Pinterest's demographic is mostly women, except surprisingly in the UK, where it's 56% male. So,
I did not even know that.
yeah, that was an interesting fact.
It is. So Pinterest is kind of another storytelling platform that gives you the chance to expand on a single design. So for example, if you had a cute pirate birthday party invitation, definitely pin it and pin the cups that you created to match in the paper plates, but also incorporate pins like fun pirate snack ideas and fun pirate birthday party games. And also, it's a great place to promote other designers. Find designers whose aesthetic you like and whose brand really speaks to the content that you've posted in a specific board, and include them. It's a great way to kind of promote other designers, and then hopefully they'll reciprocate as well.
But it's okay to promote other designers because Pinterest recently launched.
They did. They brought back the referral. They at one point had stopped allowing referral links, but now they do, and they announced that last week. So that's actually pretty new news. So be sure to include your RF code at the end of any links that you pin. If you share from Zazzle directly, it will be automatically added. But if you upload a photograph that's not from Zazzle's website, then be sure to add it in to the link.
Yeah. And then at the bottom of, within your settings for the Social Connect, there's a couple others. We won't go into too much details. We just wanted to kind of give you an overview. But Google Plus. So Google Plus is Google's fourth attempt at a social network. It's beautiful design and it's a social network, but probably the biggest reason why we would suggest you using it is for SEO reasons. So if you're really good at search engine optimization, we really strongly suggest you kind of do some research and add that to Google Plus. Next is YouTube, which if you haven't heard of YouTube, I don't know how you're watching this video, but it's a video app sharing, started in 2005. It allows users to view, load, watch, rate videos. YouTube also has over 1 billion users and claims to have over 400 hours of video content uploaded every single minute.
Wow.
So there goes my weekend.
Binge watch YouTube?
Binge watch YouTube and Netflix, Hulu, all of the above. Next up is Flickr. Flickr is an image and video hosting website. It was acquired by Yahoo in 2005. In addition to being a more popular website for users to share and embed photographs, it's really used by a lot of bloggers to host images that they embed in social media. But it's a great way to kind of upload and keep and save your videos and images and photos. And lastly, LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, it's really more of a business-oriented social networking service. Launched in 2003, it's got a decent-sized user base, but again, it's mostly for professional networking. So if you're a designer and it's kind of your full-time job, we recommend you kind of spruce up your LinkedIn profile, add artist, designer, but it's not a storefront. And speaking of storefronts, we mentioned all these different channels. Would you say that social media should be used as a storefront or no?
Generally, no. Flickr might be the one exception to that, but I think even with that, you have to use it pretty carefully. Think about what you would want to see in someone else's feed. Do you want to see just straight screenshots of the products that they've posted with direct links, or would you rather hear the storytelling around it? For example, this Pinterest board for Harry Potter products. Which of these would you rather browse? The one that shows just the products, or the one that tells the story and has pins also about Harry Potter birthday parties and Harry Potter, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter travel tips? So really incorporate the storytelling around the theme of your product in your Pinterest boards, in your Facebook posts, in your Instagram shots, and use in situ shots for for Instagram primarily, but also on Pinterest as well.
Yeah, and we talk about all these social sites, not to say, oh, if you want to be successful, you have to have every single social media site. Really, you should focus and do the ones that you think would do best for you, or the ones that come most naturally for you. So if you like to take photos, maybe use Instagram. If you like to write articles and are talking about affiliates and associates, maybe share those articles on Facebook, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Again, if you're really into trendy things, like you watch the Grammys or, the Super Bowl, Twitter would be the good channel for you. But we want you guys to kind of really do what you do well and build up your own community, and that will help your store.
It's definitely better to focus on a single channel or two if you have the bandwidth and keep designing products than it is to feel overwhelmed by social. Better to do one well than spread yourself too thin.
Yeah, and social's here to complement your store. It's not there to overtake your store.
Yep.
So what is your favorite part of being the social media manager?
Besides just sitting around watching kitten videos all day. I love meeting the designers behind the designs. You all reach out, you comment on my posts, I comment on your posts. And I love kind of seeing the behind the scenes of where you're working and how you're doing your art, what you use to create your designs, or the camera that you use to take your photographs. So it just gives us a great opportunity to really meet you and to know more about you. And the same is true for your followers and for your fans of your Zazzle store. And be sure to support other Zazzle artists too. Everyone loves followers and comments and likes on their posts. So reach out to other designers.
Yeah.
Check their connect section on their profile and give them a follow and really interact. It's a great way to reach out to each other.
And if you don't already follow us on the different channels, if you scroll down to the bottom of any Zazzle page, I think all the links are there. We love to interact again, like Kelly said. We love kind of seeing behind the scenes. We want to get to know you personally, not just your designs, but kind of who you guys are as people. So, that being said, stay tuned next week where we will talk about UGC, user-generated content, and why it's so important. Till next time.